Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Today, I want to talk to you all just very briefly about a little something that Sharp-Eyed Bot on Reddit has spotted. Well done, sir or madam. Now then, before I go any further in this video, I want to quickly ground our expectations in reality. Just for a moment, okay? In this video, am not going to be talking in the context of assuming that there's going to be some kind of grand Revelations 2.0 super Easter egg end cutscene extension, DLC 5, secret conspiracy theory, Mark Lamia works at the Illuminati now, none of that shabusiness, okay? Shabusiness? Shebang? Bonanza? Business? I don't even know. None of that. What we're going to be talking about is just a little something on the Steam database that I figure it would be worth at least mentioning, but not exactly losing our minds over just yet at least. Okay? Let's do this. So, on the Steam database, there is an entry for Black Ops 3 because it's an available game on Steam, and as you might expect, it has all of the available downloadable content for the game, it has all of the available extra little bits of DLC you need for this, that, and the other, written out in there as well. It's a database of all of Black Ops 3's Steam content, which is then used by Steam to say, okay, this is the price of that game, and this is the price of that map pack, and this map pack gets you these items, etc. On the Steam database, there is a new entry for Black Ops 3. So, prior to now, there have been new entries as the year has gone on. So, for example, there have been mod tools entries up till even quite recently, and those all go into the mod tools depot. Then there are things like DLCs. In fact, if you're on the page, there's actually an entire tab for DLC specifically, and on there you see things like the Nuketown bonus map. You also see all of the actual DLCs for the game, Descent, Salvation, Awakening, all of those, Eclipse as well, of course. And then you also see some extra entries for things like Campaign, Multiplayer, Zombies, the Season Pass, etc., because there is downloadable content for all of those particular items for Black Ops 3. Over the year, when Treyarch have been making updates to the database to add new content, like, for example, a map pack, what they'll do is they'll put the content on the database, but it will be some kind of unknown application. It will be some kind of obfuscated item in the list, and we will only be able to suspect that it's a DLC, or only suspect that it might be, for example, some kind of microtransactory item or something along those lines. It's hidden and obfuscated and removed from our view until the actual content releases, and then it gets all its basically metadata. So its name and details about it and what it links to, etc., all becomes available for public consumption once that DLC releases. Now, the new thing that was added 3 days ago is of that same sort of style. It's got SteamDB unknown app ID, so you can find its app ID, and if you click on it, you can actually see packages that include this particular application, which are also basically unknown right now. So, bit of a mystery as to what's going on here, but the key to all of this is that this is DLC for the game, seemingly, that is hidden from us, clearly, that was added 3 days ago. So what exactly could this be? Well, if we look at the rest of the stuff on the downloadable content page, you'll see that there's a lot of stuff that is not a full-fledged map pack. So, for example, you've got the Call of Duty Endowment Fund Warriors Personalization Pack, which was added 8 months ago. So that's basically some camos that you get for your guns and things like that. That's not a fully fledged DLC by any means, and that is also counted as downloadable content for the game. Now, if you're super attentive, you might notice a little bit of a pattern in these entries, okay? You'll notice that a lot of the sort of microtransactory style stuff, so the 1,000 Call of Duty points, the multiplayer starter pack, the endowment fund personalization packs, etc., the digital personalization pack, all of those have an app ID that ends in a 0. So, microtransactory stuff tends to end in a 0. But there are exceptions to the rules, so if you look at the bottom of the list, the Black Ops 3 campaign also ends in a 0. It's the only one in the entire list that sort of breaks form here. So it's not a rule that always holds, but it does most of the time. Now then, let's look at our unknown app entry. It ends in a 0, so we could sort of speculate that this could be some kind of microtransactory something or other. For example, on the CoD Zombies subreddit, RD Joker says, well, for Black Ops 3, they introduced 1,000 CoD points if you pre-ordered the next Call of Duty game, which was Infinite Warfare. And this could just be the same again. It could just be 1,000 more CoD points for people that pre-order the next CoD, which is going to be Sledgehammer's CoD, of course. But it is pretty damn early to be doing that already, and so I'm kind of a little bit suspect as to whether that's the case or not. What other sort of microtransaction stuff could it be? Well, there could just be some kind of Call of Duty endowment fund push coming up, or maybe they're planning to use it for something related to Infinite Warfare, or maybe, and this is probably the least likely but also most interesting option, it could be related to some of the new content that Treyarch have planned for 2017. What purpose do they have for adding it now, though? It seems like a bit of a weird time, right? Like, we're in January, DLC 1 isn't out, what's the deal? The Angel38 says that this is probably something that is being beta tested by Treyarch right now. And goes on to say, I doubt that this is anything huge, but it's very interesting, and I'm inclined to agree. It does seem like the way things tend to go in these particular cases is that the entry gets added to the Steam database, but it is hidden because only select profiles on Steam are available to actually play that content. And those people are the people testing the game. They've obviously got to test what they're uploading to Steam to make sure it works before release, and so it'll be there, but just with the name hidden, and only people at Treyarch will be able to play it and test it, and then it will release, and once everyone gets access, the information goes public as well. So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe there is something here that is being played and tested by Treyarch right now that will be releasing sometime this year. We know they have plans for 2017, but we don't know exactly what it is. Now, if it's something like, I don't know, a personalization pack, it doesn't really make a massive amount of sense to me for them to be uploading it now to test. I think that they'll already have tested uploading personalization packs in the past, and so I'm doubtful that they would need to specifically upload and test something like that in advance. They could just do it on the day, they've done it plenty of times before, they know how the process works, they know that it works, whereas if it is something playable, like an actual feature of some kind, or some kind of map or maps or whatever, if it's some kind of map pack, whatever it is, then it would warrant testing. Then it would require people to be playing it, making sure that it interfaced with Steam okay. Maybe they've got stuff going on, for example, like if it is some kind of feature, but then some kind of feature that you have to pay for is the sort of caveat to that, then they're going to want to make sure that there's no way of glitching it out so that if you go offline on Steam, it's going to break it or whatever. There's plenty of testing to be able to do. But we have no real way of knowing what the specific deal is for this entry to the database. So, why am I making this video? Well, I wanted to just shed a little bit of light on this because, yes, I think it's extremely unlikely that this is the panacea to all our questions about the Zombies storyline. I don't think it would be wise or honest or genuine in any capacity to jump at this and go, oh, this means a DLC is coming out next week. Like, no, that is just not the conclusion you should be drawing from this, but it is still worth noting, because if this doesn't go anywhere, then we're gonna know that Treyarch will have added something and then not done anything with it, which in future could be really interesting because if they tease something or something like that, it's another feather in our hat of knowing that they've got some piece of content that they've been testing on the Steam database and likely on their PlayStation and Xbox databases as well, whatever those manifest themselves as, that they've been testing rigorously for X amount of time, and at some point, hopefully, we'll get to see it. So, that's what I wanted to say in this video. Thank you to Sharp-Eyed Bot on the Zombies sub for basically spotting this and bringing it to my attention, and the rest of the people in the thread for having a little bit of discussion about it. It was very interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Do you think this is something that we might be able to play sometime this year? Do you think that this is unrelated to absolutely everything and I'm talking out of my buttocks right now? What do you think? I've tried to keep my head very much screwed on in this video. I don't want to be jumping to any crazy conclusions because that's just going to lead to people getting disappointed. And I don't think it's really healthy for the community at large. So let me know what you think. I'm interested in hearing your opinions. It's also been a while since I last posted a video because my exam season is still going on. It's all of January. I'm apologizing right now. I've apologized plenty of times already, but I feel bad. I feel bad. I'm sorry, okay? It's just the way it's going to have to be because it's exam season. I've got to do the work. I've got to do the studying. Every single day I wake up, I go to the library, I study for the entire day, I come home, I eat my food, I go back to the library, I come home, I sleep. Every day. So, anyway, I'm MrRoflWaffles. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Leave a like if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.